how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? I say no. I don't want to eat elephant one bite at a time. I want to eat the baby elephant. It's tiny. It's digestible. Let's go eat the baby elephant.
That's good.
Right? Don't let it become a big fat elephant 7 times. No, baby elephant. Let's eat baby elephants.
Eat the baby elephant before it gets full size. It's easier to eat a baby elephant for sure.
Yes.
Spicy conversations and baby elephants.
Yeah, what do you want to suffer through one bite at a time, right? I mean, come on, baby elephant. That easy.
Welcome to Start With a Win, where we give you the tools and lessons you need to create business and personal success. Are you ready? Let's do this.
Coming to you from Brand Viva Media headquarters in Denver, Colorado, it's Adam Contos with Start With a Win. Producer Mark, how you doing, buddy?
You know, it's always a great day when we're hanging out, recording podcasts, talking to amazing people. I can't complain.
I love it. I love it. And our guest today is fantastic. I mean, we always talk about how can you create business and personal success and how to achieve the greatest things possible for your business, for yourself as a leader. So what do you say we bring on our awesome guest?
Yeah, our awesome guest today is Patrick Thean. He is an international speaker, CEO coach, and serial entrepreneur, and a USA Today and Wall Street Journal best-selling author. With his new book, Rhythm, How to Achieve Breakthrough Execution and Accelerate Growth, Thean shares a simple system to encouraging teams to execute better and faster. Who doesn't want better and faster?
No kidding.
Patrick, welcome to Start With a Win.
Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you so much, man. I'm so excited to be on here.
It's
Excited. By the way, I got to tell you, I know this. I know I'm your guest today, but I really enjoy your episode on Mike O'Hearn. Totally awesome. Totally awesome.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. The Titan is an amazing man. That guy, I mean, I've been friends with him for several years, and he never ceases to amaze. And he runs off a lot of the same principles that you do. So it's interesting. Success leaves evidence, leaves tracks where you can see it. And I want to dig into that with you because, I mean, you've done some amazing coaching. I encourage everybody, hop on YouTube and watch some of Patrick's videos, some of the concepts that he has on rhythm, as well as check him out online. This is really good stuff coming from a public company CEO. I can tell you this is what creates success in your life and in your business. So, but let's dig into your past a little bit here, Patrick. So, young entrepreneur, you led your first company to number 151 on the Inc. 5000. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about that, your entrepreneurial adventure that you went on?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Those are the 90s, I got to tell you. And hey, it used to be Inc. 500.
Right.
So it was harder to get off the list. Inc. 500. So even the Inc. 500 has an inflation. So now it's Inc. 5000. So when I ran Medicines, we ran a company from zero to about 20 plus million in about 7 years. And we had a lot of transformation there. We went from a consulting firm to a software company, and it was an amazing ride. But the amazing part was really the bulk of our growth really came in the last 3-4 years. So we really built a $20 million business in about 3+ years, because the first few years was a consulting business, and then we kind of transformed this into a software company, and then bang, zoom, kind of to the moon. So, but I'll tell you, we almost died a few times as a company. So people ask me, how did I succeed? I think, unfortunately, I remember more the failures than the successes. I don't know if you relate to that, but sometimes I wake up and people say, well, how did you do this? I'm like, I don't know. Kind of worked my ass off, did the best I could, and but I can tell you 10 ways I almost died, So I kind of remember the 10 ways that we almost died, and that influenced a lot of what we do today. So what we do today is after I sold the company, I read this article on Fortune magazine, 1999, it came out, but Why CEOs Fail by Ram Charan. It's a landmark article for me. The punchline to that, it's your execution. It's not your strategy. It's your execution, your inability to achieve and make your commitments. That's why CEOs and companies fail. When I read that, I thought, oh my God, that's exactly why we almost failed at least a few times. And I was just thankful that I think for me, we had a train wreck. I reacted quick enough. I did bold things. And we survived. We survived to fight another day and then another train wreck. And then we survived. And suddenly, we were successful. And I don't quite know how we became successful, but I know we survived enough problems to become successful. So today, I believe that the most important thing is CEOs should arm themselves with tools and weapons to avoid getting blindsided. Right? Nobody wants a train wreck, but we all have them. Wouldn't you like to have a few less train wrecks? So for me, if I can help the CEO and the companies identify the train wreck before it happens, give them ample time. I shouldn't say ample. Just a little bit more time is probably more right. To avoid that train wreck or prepare for that train wreck. They survive to win another day, and they do that enough times, and they win.
Awesome. This
That's
is
really what happened.
This is fascinating because as you and I both know, being CEOs of companies run through cycles. And it's fascinating when you take a snapshot of a company, that's what you remember the company as last time. It's like your last impression of a person when you saw them last. If they were a train wreck, to use your words, or a complete mess, that's how you remember them until the next time you see them. And then you kind of have this preconceived notion about them. So we as leaders, we can't live under that shadow of the train wreck, though, because that's just going to drag us down and our employees down, isn't it? I mean, how do you deal with that and pull out of that in order to get
The goal
out?
is not to have the train wreck. The goal is to avoid it. So what I talk about is, number one, you've got to have some what I call future vision. You've got to have some leading indicators that tell you how things are happening before they happen. That's what you want to know.
There you go.
So for example, a long time ago, going back to Medicis, I almost hit the wall on payroll.
Okay.
Couldn't make payroll. Well, actually, I made payroll every single time, but let's just say a couple of months before I would have hit the wall, I said, holy mackerel, I'm not going to make payroll. Okay. So we avoided that wall. Boom. Thank God. Okay. We missed it. So after that, I said, okay, now that was unacceptable. How do I have a bit more future vision? So I built myself what we now call a cash flow runway. And that was a long time ago. So the cash flow runway allows you to see X number of months out. And then I have a red, yellow, green process. If you got at least 6 months plus, you're green of running the business without it hitting the wall. If you got 12 months, you're super green. If you got 3 to 6 months, you're yellow. And anything less than 3 months, you're red.
Okay,
that dashboard is red.
Let's go through.
So when it hits yellow or red, you should take action. You should start taking action versus going, oh my God, it's 2 months, I can't make payroll. So I've never had that feeling ever again because I know 6 months in advance I'm not going to make payroll. What am I going to do now?
Exactly.
So that's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome. So for our audience, you measure your KPIs, your key performance indicators, and I'm assuming you measure your leading indicators heavily. Yes. So, how we look when we look ahead and you mentioned red, which obviously is danger zone. Yellow is you're almost in danger zone or you're approaching quickly. Green is good. And then super green, is that what
super green is the stretch goal.
Okay. Super green is stretch goal.
Because your A players want to be super green. So that's the stretch goal. Yes.
Okay. So you talk about the cash flow runway here. What are a couple of the other common pitfalls that business leaders get into? Obviously, you run out of cash. That's doomsday situation there. You're scrambling. You're laying people off. You're cutting expenses, things like that. But what about this creep that comes into business that is this slow cancer in the organization that we don't see until it becomes red? How do we look for that? So
first of all, the reason why I love Michael Hearn and I brought it up is because, he has the best physique in the world, right? 4-time Mr. Universe. Awesome.
Yep.
I love that he has a system of discipline and consistency. So you got to do the same thing for your business. Rhythm gives you a technique, a framework to build the physique for your business so that you can be your business can be like Mike.
I like
you want your business to be like Mike. And so that's what rhythm does for you. So what does that mean? In simple terms, that means that you got to wake up, you got to know what your plan is. You got to do that every single day. The way you have a successful year is you have a successful quarter, and you have that 4 times in a row, you have a successful year. So rhythm is meant to help you think, because sometimes businesses and CEOs are so busy we forget to think. So I want to first pull you up to think, and then I want you to plan. Like, what's a simple way of getting this done? And then let's just go. Then we can go and execute. Otherwise, you're just going to do, forget to think, and then you hit the wall. So those are the frameworks that you put in place. So, Mike's muscles weren't built in a day.
Right.
Likewise, your business framework and physique is not built in a day.
It's fascinating when you look at, we read all these business articles, we read these studies about people that want short-term bursts of success. How did we come up with, and how do we get out of teaching our next batch of leaders that there is no easy button, that this is based on that rhythm, this is based on those systems and habits and disciplines?
I think we need to train our executives, our young leaders, to understand philosophically there is no easy button. And there's examples all over the place that we can see in life as well as in business. Then you have to choose a framework. You have to choose a framework that you will commit to. And I think that is the most important thing. I had a client call me once and say, Patrick, I want to talk about whether balanced scorecard's better or rhythm's better. And I said, I don't even want to have that discussion. You go decide what you want. If you want balanced scorecard, use balanced scorecard. It's cool. Just commit to it, Just pick something that works and commit to it. So do the work.
Right.
Do the work. So part of it is you got to have extreme clarity. I think that Stephen Covey taught us this long time ago, 7 habits of highly effective people. And one of his habits is begin with the end in mind.
Yep.
Most people just don't know what that means. So for us, we want extreme clarity. And so what I tell people is, look, when you want to achieve something, red, yellow, green it for me. Green is the goal. So you can't say to me, my goal is go to a trade show. That's not the goal. That's an activity. What do you want to achieve at the trade show? So let's begin with it in mind. So this is how it works. Green is, I'm going to the trade show. I'm going to get us 20 leads. That's my goal. That's green. Okay. And red is, if I had come home only with 2 leads, the airline ticket just wasn't worth it.
Right.
Great. So between 3 and 19, that's automatically yellow. And by the way, I'm an A player. So my stretch goal to make me feel really good is 30. I come up with 30 leads. You guys all need to buy me ice cream. So that's how we red, yellow, green it. So now your goal is extremely clear. It's not go to a trade show. It's I'm going to go to a trade show and get us between 20 or more and 30 leads. And by the way, if I come back with only 2 leads, I have failed. Ooh, that's a tough word. I'm sorry, but you need to know that. If you don't come back with more than 3 leads, then you suck. Right. I wasted the airline ticket, and I'm not happy. So I think the challenge today is that we're not used to words like that. You know what? We're not used to. If you don't achieve this level of productivity or whatever metric you're looking at, your boss, am not happy. Do you know? I want you to know that. So now when you do that, I call this the gift of red, because nobody wakes up and says to their significant other, hey, honey, I can't wait to go to work today and screw up. Right? Nobody says, I can't wait to go to work today and have a bad day.
Right. But I'm going to go fail as hard as I can
I'm
today.
going to fail purposely. No. So this is what I found. If you define your goal, red, yellow, green, and people know what red is, they all self-manage themselves out of red. They don't want to be red. They want to be green. And if they're yellow, they're sweating a little bit, but they want to be green. So when you have a goal that is red or yellow, I insist that our clients will write what I call, what is your path to green? What's your PTG?
Patrick, let's talk real quick. You got a book out, Rhythm.
Yes.
What? Give me a quick flyover of it, and where can we find it?
Sure. Amazon.com. It's on Amazon, right? And so Rhythm gives you a framework,
right,
to make your business like Mike O'Hearn, right? We all want to be like Mike. So to be like Mike, you need a framework. And so that's what Rhythm gives you. We'll want to give you a framework to think on a regular basis, to then plan, and then to do the work. And we want you to make sure that you get your strategic plans done. Getting your strategic plans done, it's about execution.
I love
that's
it.
what the book's
I love it. Make sure you check out Rhythm on Amazon. Patrick Thean. Patrick, I have a question I ask all of our amazing leaders on this show, and that's, how do you start your day with a win?
Okay, so I start my day with a win the night before.
There you go.
7 hours sleep, buddy. 7 hours sleep. And people who need 8, don't be shy. Just get your sleep. That's how I start the day with a win. But then when the day actually starts, I do 3 things. I start my day with God. I start my day in devotions with God. And then I start with, second thing is I have gratitude. I thank God for 3 people. And then I make 3 commitments. These are 3 commitments I'm going to achieve today. Today, 3 commitments. And once I achieve those, that sets up my whole day. That's the beginning of the end in mind. So that when I achieve these 3 commitments, I can celebrate. I can win every single day. That's how I start my day with a win.
I love it. Patrick Thean, author of Rhythm, How to Achieve Breakthrough, Execution, and Accelerate Growth. Make sure you check him out on Amazon. Patrick, thanks for being on Start With a Win.
Thanks for having me, Adam. Thank you so much.
Hey, and thank you for listening to Start With a Win. If you'd like to connect, if you'd like to get more resources and great content, head over to adamcontos.com. We got a lot of great stuff over there, as well as a downloadable PDF that will help you develop as a leader. So until next time, remember, start with a win. All right.
I love this spicy conversation statement.
You know, listen, this is the conversation that needs to be had because I feel like so many, well, the truth is, in order to have growth, you have to have pain, right? With anything, there has to be pain, right? Working out, playing guitar, anything it is, like you're going to develop, some sort of pain, but then that's going to heal and then that's going to grow you into something better. And so I feel like it's definitely the conversation that needs to be had. I'm passionate about this.
Yeah. A long time ago, Jim Collins said that the problem with American companies, we have less and less candor. So I love this other book called Radical Candor.
Oh, yeah.
It
that's a
tells
good
you,
one.
right? I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to be candid in a nasty way.
Right.
But you want to be candid with love. It's because I got to have this conversation with you because it's good for you. And I need to rise above my own fear to have that with you. So yeah, the spicy conversations, man, is like, there's so many, elephants in the room. When I walk in to help a company, there's always an elephant in the room that they just haven't addressed. I always like to say, guys, I don't, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? I say, no, I don't want to eat an elephant one bite at a time. I want to eat the baby elephant. It's tiny. It's digestible. Let's go eat the baby elephant.
That's good.
Right? Don't let it become a big fat elephant 7 times. No, baby elephant. Let's eat baby elephants.
Eat the baby elephant before it gets full size. It's easier to eat a baby elephant for sure.
Yes.
Spicy conversations
Yeah.
and baby elephants.
Yeah, what do you want to suffer through one bite at a time, right? I mean, come on, baby elephant. That easy.
That's so good. Well, hey, Patrick, thanks so much for being on Start With a Win and hanging out with us and, sharing your wisdom and systems. I love this, red, yellow, green. I'm going to use that for sure, because again, it's a great way to set small goals and big goals. And I think that's fantastic.
Mark,
So,
what's your
Thank
PTG, path to green?
oh, well,
There
let's
you go, buddy.
Finish recording for the day, get all these episodes edited, and then online, before the next scheduled release. So,
Yeah,
yeah, the path to green.
Mark, your answer to Adam is first let me give you my gift of red. That's first.
There you go. Let's have a spicy conversation.
That's right.
Eat some baby elephants.
That's right. That's awesome. All right. Well, hey, thanks so much for sticking around for the show after the show here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notified when we release new episodes, and that thumbs up icon because it reminds people that this is great content and the algorithm loves that. So until next time, we'll see you when we see you.